Hey, what's going on here? It's David and Goliath. I'm just giving you a little update. Made it out of the hospital, feeling a little bit better about life. And yeah, I'm a bit bloated. This is what happens to you when you spend about 3 months in the hospital, sitting on your butt or laying in a bed and eating 3 meals, 3 squares a day. But there's a couple of things that I wanted to touch base on with you. One of which is the fact that I've seen a couple of trickle down videos. Um, there's a dude named OG. He is a badass guy and has some really great compilations of TikTok videos on his channel. If you get a chance, I would absolutely say subscribe to that. I have, and it's amazing. It is circumstantially changing my life if there was any other way to do it. One thing I'm going to tell you, though, is that there are some people who are coming across the idealism and the realization, I guess, that basically Hollywood and all their movies and shows and, everything that they have put out is realistically been, and this is something that I've been telling people for years, it has trickled down information. They are drip feeding us as a society as a whole. And it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're in. I'm telling you right now that whatever is released, i.e. media, movies, shows, anything that you have the possibility or capability of seeing is absolutely giving you information, but it is I can't remember exactly what it's called. Forgive me for that. It's in the mind where they tell you it, except that they're not telling you it. It's laced in between all of the lines of the words in the show or the background setting or anything that has to do with the whole compilation of what the movie is about or what the show sequence is trying to explain. So essentially it's just giving you this information that it's feeding into your mind, but without you knowing it. And it's things like, if you ever notice that when a large-scale catastrophe happens, like a volcano or some sort of tsunami, anything like that, or even so much as a certain country going to war with another country, months, years even, they will come out with movies, one after another, after another, about a war from one country to another. And it's not like someone can see the future. I mean, that's not real, right? Or is it? Because yesterday I didn't think that reptilians were real. Yesterday I didn't think that there were UFOs. Yesterday, I didn't think that the exact countries that were labeled in the Bible to go to war and fight each other until the bitter end, and Jesus, God, Lord above, comes down and gives us the rapture. Yesterday, I didn't even think that was possible. But guess what today unfolded? Guess what I learned this morning? Guess what this movie showed me last night? Guess what? I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? We are being drip-fed information from the governments of every single one of the cities that we live in. They are showing us what's coming. They are trying to desensitize us as individuals from things like aliens, so that when we see them, there's not a mass panic or a widespread hysteria. There is just us saying, hey, welcome to our planet. even though they've been here all the while. I mean, do you get that what we are going through right now was envisioned in Independence Day? Now, granted, the aliens in that movie were more aggressive. And they were here to take over the planet so that they could harvest our resources and yada yada. But if you think for 1 second that there aren't the aggressive ones out there alongside of the good ones, then you are lying to yourself. See, we keep talking about things like the firmament. Well, let me ask you a question. If the firmament is actually real, and it could be now, perhaps they realized that our technology was getting to a point where we could get off this planet, and they had to imprison us even further by creating an exterior prison cell. But we sent out a satellite that is still to this day taking pictures of very far off planets and systems and sending them back to us. I have been in the Art Institute of Phoenix, one of the most creative schools in all of the U.S. And I can tell you that there wasn't a single person there that I may have talked to who could have, out of their mind, created the solar system. Okay, it gets to a point where we're throwing our hat into a ring that doesn't exist. Now, I get certain points of like aliens or UFOs creating ships or individuals through the mental creation of a human being. But I can tell you for absolute certainty that Elon Musk, or the absolute smartest man on the planet, or a woman, could not possibly freaking create a solar system and planets and all the vast things that this item has taken pictures of. So we may very well be sealed into a circle now, but I don't believe that it was this way always. I believe that we were given the capability to try to seek out and check out other planets. But I think that we got too big for our britches. I think that there are very well under the radar agencies and other people of aspirations that have absolutely created things that they don't know the extent of what their capabilities are. I don't think that a lot of people remember this, but it was about, I want to say it was 8 months ago, maybe longer. It's my fault for not researching it. Please forgive me. I'll get to that. But Elon Musk and X Space had created a rocket engine that was on the news in absolute live broadcast. And they shot off the rocket engine, but there was, I believe, something like a 3-foot steel or some sort of metallic bracer, a blockage, so that the rocket engine obviously didn't catch the rest of the whole, laboratory on fire. And when they shot off the rocket, a single particle went all the way to the edge, disappeared, and popped out on the other side. It was the first time that we, as a totality and a society, as a people, first time we had ever seen that there was a third dimension. This particle went into an alternate dimension, went through the steel, and came out on the other side. You can't fake that. You can't fake science. It works in such a way that it is absolutely impossible to fake it. So I don't get why we're all freaking out. This third dimension, this alternate dimension, this area, this, I don't even know how to say it, this place where these ships are coming from. And we're starting to notice, we're starting to see it. Yeah, good job. It's always been there. There's an unrecorded number of people that have said that they've been taken by aliens, abducted. If there is so many people across so many variations of countries and timelines and everything else, I mean, sure, there's going to be the guy or girl that gets really, tired of their life, and they're going to make it up. Oh, I was this, I was that. But let me tell you something you may not know. In this leg, you probably can't tell the difference. In my right leg, when I was about 17 years old, I had had a multitude of weird dreams, some of which corresponded with, things we hear, the grays, the greens, the da-da-da-da-da-da. But I had a very, some may say that I'm on the scale of autism. I'm not certain. I still need to be tested. But I had a lot of very vivid dreams. So I made it up as nothing. It was just another weird dream, right? At the age of almost 30, I was hanging out with a good friend of mine. He won't remember it because we were both absolutely twisted drunk in our minds. His name is Tim Oliver. You're welcome to research him. He's recently got married, yada yada. Whatever. We're not friends anymore. But the importance of the story is this. At about the age of 30, we were hanging out one night and we were having a lot of beers. My right leg calf kept itching so badly, it was driving me insane. I didn't know what the problem was. So I itched and itched and itched, and after about, a couple minutes, I guess I had scratched it because I was drunk and I couldn't feel, I was numb. I'd scratched it so hard that I'd literally scratched a hole in my leg. It did not feel right. I asked him for a pair of tweezers. He gave it to me. I pulled a 7-inch piece of a rod. It was about as thin as a pencil. The graphite in the pencil, in the center. About a 7-inch rod I pulled up out of my leg. It didn't bleed. It didn't hurt. And it most definitely was not put there by a doctor, because I hadn't seen one in well over decades. 10, 15 years. I don't even know how long. It was a long time. I was anti-doctor. I was so trashed, so drunk. I had thought maybe it was something that got impaled on me when I was a kid and went into my leg and whatever, because I had a lot of stupid kid things where I'd smashed fingers, I had done all this stuff with bricks, and on and on it went. So I just tossed it out, not even thinking about the fact that it most very well could have been put there by somebody else. I don't know, man. We have a lot of skeptical people, a lot of people that are disbelievers. And I was certainly one of them for a long time. But when I think back to that little rod, like, how does something get in your leg, cause no blood to come out when you remove it, doesn't affect the muscle in the back of your leg, is in the most perfect position where you don't even realize that it's there for 10, 15, whatever many years. No infection. I mean, what in the freak? Forgive my dirty talk. What is that? Like, I mean, I know that there are stories about people with like bullet fragments in their heart and stuff, and all these type of different injuries that like don't affect them for the whole totality of their life. But I don't even remember that. Where did it come from? How was it in there? Why was it in there? Why didn't I notice? Why didn't my family tell me about it? Why isn't there a doctor report about it? I mean, the questions just are unraveling in my mind, and it's worrisome. So now we got all of these orbs and these different, like, these spaceships and stuff that are showing up, and the third dimension and all that stuff with Elon Musk, and I'm starting to think like, holy moly. This thing's been going on for a whole lot longer than any of us even realized. And I am absolutely ecstatic about it. I want to meet one. Shake one's hand. Have it sit on my couch, for Super Bowl. Or shoot it in the face. If they want to get aggressive, let's do that. I mean, whatever. Like, it's an exciting thing. So let your mind wrap around all that for a little while. Because I've been doing it for years, and I still can't figure it out. If you know something, let OG know. Put it in the comments if you don't mind. Or OG, send me a text, brother. 903-375-1115. Peace out, dog.